thank you all for being here and coming to my home for this pre-departure ceremony. This is the last time we'll gather before we go to Spain, to Pamplona, and then Bronces Valles. And this ceremony is a time to set aside our intentions for our transition into a different sort of space, a different mode of being, of interacting with others.
So, backlight? I don't know.
Y entonces él ya tenía hablado con el prior que él cuando muriera, como aquí no se puede enterrar a nadie, se iba a hacer incinerar para que sus cenizas descansaran para siempre con todos los peregrinos que hay allí.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Solamente con control.
Hermanas y hermanos, seáis todas y todos bienvenidos a esta celebración. Acogemos con particular afecto a vosotros, los peregrinos jacobeos que procedéis de Francia, de Alemania y de Austria, de Bélgica, de la Gran Bretaña y de Irlanda, de Hungría, de Letonia, de Lituania, de Suiza, de Holanda, de Brasil, de Canadá, de México, de los Estados Unidos de América, de Corea, de Australia y de España.
I'm on this trip because my roommate told me about it. That's how I heard about it. I decided to come on this trip because John told me I could.
I wanted to go on an adventure and I wanted to test myself. I've definitely been on an adventure and I think I've tested myself too, but I also think that I learned a lot, and so my motives while I was here changed.
I wanted a transformative experience. And when I heard about this trip 2 years ago from Dr. Moore, it sounded like the closest thing that I would probably find while in college.
I think it was that like some sort of a transformative period in my life, and I thought that I needed some sort of journey to mark that transformation. I think he's done a good job doing that.
One of the reasons I'm here, I think one of the strong motivations, is that I broke my leg in October, and so I needed something to get me back into shape and back focused. And I'd already taken the class on the Camino with John my freshman year.
I did a study abroad in Spain before, and I really enjoyed it, but I felt like a tourist. I was being like carted around and in a big group the whole time. And being like, oh, check out this castle, look at this church, you know, like, well, great. It was cool, and I learned a lot and I liked it, but like, you don't learn as much, you don't learn anything about yourself.
Yeah, this is not like a traditional study abroad, I don't think. I mean, this is experiential.
Experiential learning, yeah. But I've learned so much that's going to be so useful.
And it has everything that I love about traveling. The fraternity, the mixing of cultures, the mixing of people, from status, from class, from ideas.
Not only am I in Spain learning Spanish, but I'm also meeting people from all over the world on this trip and talking with them. I'm more confident and secure with myself, something that I wasn't before, and I think that's the biggest way that it's changed me.
Hi.
I'm having fun in the tree.
We were supposed to leave at 4 this morning.
But we didn't.
I think what makes this unique is like a lot of the time, if you choose to be, you can be alone, and you can mix with other people from all parts of the world, and you just learn so much about what makes you, you.
Gotten to know people, even like people like Michael that I knew from kindergarten, gotten to know him a lot better, because there's nothing like spending 24/7 with the same people all the time. Yeah, I'm a cool.
And we just
I'm doing the Camino.
You figure out what your greatest strengths and weaknesses are, because you have to face all of them while you're here. You're here for so long, and there's nothing else, you know. And so like, I think your character is really exaggerated, and it's really easy to figure out what you need to do to become a better human being.
Learn that I can live with a lot less than what I have at home. I don't really need all of the stuff that I have. I'm really fine with 2 changes of clothes. I've learned that I can follow yellow arrows by myself, because I walked alone one day. And I've learned that I really love meeting people from all different backgrounds.
So this is our last day on the Camino. We have 4.5 kilometers to go. And I'm walking with Ayushi. Who knew? I left her for a bit, but then caught up. You're just gonna dance like Luis, man.
It was restored to its location, and this was right after 11 the attacks, the Madrid train bombings, and so people thought the church was caving to the
Favorite days so far are the days when we're in the mountains. I love the mountains. I loved walking with you in the fields and seeing the mountains in the distance. In the Meseta, the snow-capped mountains. I really loved walking to Ocebreiro. It was covered in fog. It was out of like a Stephen King novel. And I enjoyed walking up to the Cruz de Ferro, which was spectacular. And maybe coming down from Roncesvalles also. Anything that's in the mountains I've liked the most.
I think my favorite day on the Camino was when we went. Was the day we stayed at we stayed in the Polideportivo in Hornillos. Like they just put us in a big gym because somebody said the phrase that we were told never to say. Somos un grupo de 21. So they were like, oh, here, sleep in this gym, and they made us like I don't know. So we were also sleeping in this gym, and then like me and David decided to get up at like 2:30 in the morning. And we woke up and like snuck out without waking anybody up, and packed up all our stuff and hit the road and just walked through the night, like without flashlights or anything, just through like endless fields for I guess like 20-something kilometers, and yeah, I don't know, it was really cool. It was really peaceful and like quiet, and there's like we came through one town the entire time, so most of the time you're like completely alone.
Family from Vancouver, there was a family of musicians, and they were really interesting. I didn't really meet them, but noticed them in the Cathedral Leon when this little girl was like singing or humming some song really loudly, and it was really moving. I mean, we were in the cathedral and it was dark and, very religious, spiritual kind of place, and her singing really set the atmosphere for that.
Some of my favorite times, one of them was when we slept on top of the castle in Castro Heris because the stars were amazing, and I love sleeping outside. Another favorite time was in Ocebreiro because when we got there it was so foggy that we couldn't see anything. Like we were on top of this mountain but we had no idea what it looked like, and then like 3 hours later everything was clear and you could see all the green mountains, and then they had the payosas in Ocebreiro, the thatched roof houses, and those were really cool. I'd like to live in one.
I really enjoyed a couple of days on the Meseta, really getting to know some of the people that I had become friends with on this trip. Singing with everyone made me very happy. It was one of my favorite moments.
Tell the ones that need to know we are headed north. 1 foot in and 1 foot back. But it don't pay to live like that. So I cut the ties and jump the track for never to return.
Santiago me dijo todo lo que tengo que hacer, por lo menos por hoy. Me dijo, por lo menos por hoy, es mirar los campos de trigo, mirar los campos de trigo, movidos por el viento, como olas en el mar, mi vida, tu banco, María. She's all I have in my soul.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. You radiating sun, tell me oh darling, won't you come back down? Or back to Dixie Town. Well, holding a Nazareth, was feeling about half-assed dead. Just need to find a place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? Oh, dark night, a man was killed neath the town hall lights. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who fled looked a lot like me. And you're free, look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the rhythm, promise people dance and sing all our big melody. It's our God-forsaken right to be loved, love, love, love.
Lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy. All right.
Say there was a secret chord.
David would pray to please the Lord. You don't really care for
Music to ya.
It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah. May the good Lord be with you down every road you roll, and may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. May you grow to be proud, dignified and true, and do unto others as you'd have done to you. Be courageous and be brave, and in my heart you'll always stay forever young. Forever young.
I know it's got more chords.
Forever young. Forever young.
This is like my personal heaven because the grapevines are my favorite color, which is like lime green, and then everything else is a shade of green, which is also just, I love green so much, and everything is beautiful and wonderful and peaceful and natural and gorgeous.
Gracias.
No, cámara no.
Yes, of course. Yeah. What do you think it is? People do it. Hola, muy buenas. Buen camino. I think some people put it like for remember or like symbol, you know. Easy cross.
Oh! Oops! Oh.
Okay, we're also destroying their crop.
Oh well.
En otras palabras, nos está metiendo el dedo.
¡Bravo! ¡Bravo, bravo! ¡Bravo!
Well, standing next to a mountain.
Hola. Wow.
Ni por las viejísimas películas que hicieron en Hollywood con Charlton Heston y Sofía Loren. Pero para nosotros, para los de Burgos, él es el Cid. Mal llamado. Esa explosión rompe todas las películas. Una a las otra. Pero no llegó tan alto como él quiso. Algunos, muy pocos. En el siglo IX.
We are in the Monasterio de Santa Maria la Real in Nájera, and it's known for the Pantheon of Navarran kings, which has over 30 tombs of Navarran royalty. The most famous one being the tomb of Doña Blanca.
A line of cameras.
And that's sort of an adult-looking baby Jesus.
Yeah.
But why does she have like face color?
So I'm the youngest of everything, really. Youngest granddaughter. Youngest no, but I love everything. It's so much fun.
Feeling my feet in cold water from the mountains. Feet. washed all the bleachers and paint away. Gone.
It's actually more beautiful on that side.
On the beach.
Untouched beach.